KFSSI Space Travel Simulation Testimonials on Wednesday, June 8th, 2022. Mr. Kesh suggested there would be questions during the second part of the show. Are you ready to begin?
They call it the biggest show on the planet. Let's see if we can extend it.
Make it the biggest show in the universe.
Let's see if the man understands what has been given as a gift. Are there any questions, or we go back to me tomorrow morning?
Okay, I'll remind our attendees here in the Zoom that they can open their microphones by putting their hands up so that we can recognize you and do that.
We have to remind you that somebody has put the wrong information. We go with this cycle of testing till September. At least September. And if we progress the way we think, we will open a permanent station as a flight center in Austria. This is all depends how we develop the things, and then we have to go back to the authorities in Austria, permission to set up our systems that we can bring you back home or back to Linz. And then once we start doing this, I think the governments around the world will start taking actions and precautions to who we can move and whatever. And there is one guarantee we give them: no criminals, no drug traffickers, and many other things which is in the structure of the damaging the society and the soul of the man and damage of physicality will not go through these systems. And it's very interesting to see how the governments react when, as a friend of ours said, it's a second enemy. We are setting our systems up for you to do a physical dimension travel. But because we are holding, as I said, your tail on this end, we give the guarantees to the government that nobody will be intruding. It's like a mobile phone. You enter, we bring you back during the session, and there is no excursion. Yeah. But gradually the governments will start accepting the new technology and will go through. And then we go to the international transportation. When you buy a product from China, Japan, if they implant the soul in it, you've got the whole car in one go, 1 second. There will be no more shipping lines on the sea to pollute, to create more CO2. Now you understand where we're going. We have to bring this forward so fast, and we will force it to bring it forward so fast. And it's a responsibility of us as knowledge seekers to gear up to the next step. I know many of you will ask many of the others who've been through the system that the enhancement units for flight are nothing you've seen before. The way we take you to the universe is the way the fields of the universe works, not the physicality of the universe. And people who've been through it, they tell you there are no obstacle walls when we ask to go to travel together to the moon. All the ones on the chairs and the ones in the what are called systems, they all see each other. They don't need, most of them don't even open the eye. They feel each other. The presence of the soul has come in. And this is what you learn more about. It's an interesting point you should have seen from The brother and the sister, I felt you coming in. Don't need to open the eye. I'm aware of the presence. And the system is very simple. As I said in the other teaching, follow the principle of the Rasa and Mitra. You are the best traveler in the universe. Any questions?
We have a couple of questions in the chat here first, and a hand up. Sylvia says, Dear Mr. Kersh, I would like to come on Friday or Sunday to Linz. About the Germany test group, I want to ask that, is there a place free again, and where can I register?
You register through the Keshe Foundation website. Go to the store, it's there. I think Friday, Monday, Tuesday is fully booked, I think, by the Germans. It's send a message, they tell you. At the moment, we have a German soul invasion into the center. But try to come in, because, as once one said, German blood is an Aryan blood, and everything started from Aryans. So maybe you can add something to us in the passage of time. What we call go to the Keshe Foundation sales and make your booking. We cannot accommodate at the moment with the 2 units. We have more than 30, maybe 40 people a day, because it's not just going in it. You have to be directed, you have to be shown what to do and everything else. And I hope our team are already start processing the next cycle of the systems to be ready hopefully by end of June, or so we can meet 2 more. Will be some changes in the dimensions we have to do. And it'll become a regular occurrence. Nowadays, you go to Berlin or to Denver or somewhere to change, become the hub center. Many people will come to Austria to travel with the system to this part of the universe and other places, even on this planet. They do the first leg by planes, and they do the second leg by traveling instantaneously. Saves time, as we say. So good, just to understand the new time has arrived, and we're seeing passengers of the universe today with us. And I'm sure if you were with me, you would have seen the citizens of the universe yesterday in the whole system. I respect you and honor you. And we keep the same unless you want to manifest yourself as who you are. Many of you will see what I saw yesterday in the units. As you see, the soul takes over and the physicality becomes relevant. And we'll see other things as it comes. We are hoping that many of you will take the trip into this space. As we said, we asked you, if you want to go to the moon, we'll give you certain instructions to bring back with you what you're looking for, where you are with you. That, as our friend said, it was instantaneous. If we ask you a handful of sun of the moon, you bring the sun back with you. And we can see it. Americans have a sample of it. It's tested. And this is what the next step is. And what I call the public chambers, or what we call transportation hubs, like what's happening in it, is the next step for us. You come to Linz, go to space and beyond. And I'm sure those of you who are involved with this, you're very proud of what you have achieved, what you're doing, and I thank every single one of you. it was amazing to meet the deadline that it can be done. Who and how many people have been involved in this process. And it's amazing how we are targeted to achieve this. And get yourself to understand a new beginning for management business started. If one person can do it, then it's one person. Now it's a technology. It's the delivery of the technology, and it's something that can be replicated. And this, when you can replicate, brings advancement to the human race, but this time advancement to this, what we call the freedom of the soul. Not another machine faster, not another luxury thing to be at. Any other question?
Okay, you mentioned there will be openings until September for the main space travel simulation systems. What about the mobile or remote system? I think it was mentioned there'd be 200 people until November. What do you mean by that?
No, we need 200 people and then we announced by November what's the status of mobile country. We are extending the mobile and the international, what we call universal system on top of it. We need to have 200 people because there's a lot of things to be done in the background. And we're very interested in those who did register for the first one to register for the second one, or they don't need to come to Linz. We bring you to Linz. This is very interesting because what is important for us with these is that we already have your fingerprint in the system. We don't need your mobile phone. So some of you who have been through the first process, register for the first process, if you want to do the reverse, you already have a fingerprint. I don't even need your mobile app. Unless you're hiding on a very thick blanket. Very, very thick one. Size of a universe. Any other question?
Okay.
There's something
perhaps
I have to
Stefania can go.
Can I answer?
Okay.
We've always done it. Keshe Foundation always has done this, and it's been the pattern of us. We keep the prices at this level till we are happy with data we're collecting. Our next target, the tickets will go to 5,000. I will do that if we reach our target. Then becomes additional information we want to need. And we do the same with what we call mobile. We increase the mobiles to around about 10,000 euro because that's a different target. It's mainly for corporations, international corporations, and space flight people and the rest. We did that. We said with everything else now is the process of going that way because we are not looking for numbers. We are looking to padding the information. Very soon we'll change this to around about 5,000, 10,000 both. Our friends on NASA are on the line. They have a 10 billion budget. They won't fund. Our friends who are the nationalities are online. Governments don't mind adding to the knowledge by paying to bring their scientists into land. And then that brings benefit to all of you. Any other question?
Okay, we have a hand up from Mojan here. Stefania, would you like to go ahead?
You had 15
yes.
Mojans yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. We're all Mojan now. We've always
You
been.
all can become. Yep.
We've always been. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, everyone, and Mr. Keshe. I got a question from the Italian community. Just a second, because I don't know if you want to say directly to you or if you want me to tell to you. 1 second. Lucio, vuoi che parlo io o vuoi parlare con lui direttamente? Okay. The question. Okay, I mean, maybe I do it. The question was: do we need to have any preparation to come into the machine first? So the question
No.
was from Lucio.
No. No. Only don't come if you got a prospectus or you have metal pieces.
Sì, ti sentono. Parla, Lucio, parla.
C'è qui una mia amica che vuole fare una domanda, Mr. Cash.
We have a person who would like to make a question to you, Mr. Cash.
Yes.
Ok, vai.
Ciao, io sono Stefi. Vorrei sapere se in questo volo potrei incontrare mio padre che è morto 1 anno e mezzo fa.
My name is Stefania, and I would like to know if in these trips I can meet my dad who passed away a year and a half ago.
That's your decision, decision of your soul, and he wants to meet you because we know people who've been through the trip yesterday and done what you're asking. We are not selling you. We are not doing anything. We're just developing a deep space travel on the principle of the universal system. You have a cancer, you have a leg missing, you want to see your grandfather, a guy came in yesterday blind, 1 eye. These are your, what I call part of your life. We are here in the space technology, but in the space we try to bring everything to be perfect. As you heard, you should have understood this when everybody told you. They sit in this seat 1 to balance the physicality. They sit in seat number 2. The energy is different, but it's balancing the soul of mind. It's between the soul and physicality of mind. This is seat 3 is totally your soul. And what do you do with it?
Posso decidere di fare una sola cosa.
We are not offering you anything. Pardon?
She would like to do another question. She would like to make another question. Vai con la domanda.
Chiedevo se in un viaggio posso fare una sola cosa, nel senso posso incontrare mio padre oppure posso guarire una malattia che ho.
The question is this, no? They would like to know in one trip, can I do both things? Can I go to see my father, and heal my body? Meanwhile, I'm going to see my father.
We are testing a flight system. What you do in a flight system is yours. When you fly in from Rome to New York, you go have food, you go to whatever, you walk, you see your cousin in the back seat sitting somewhere and whatever. Captain doesn't dictate, and the plane doesn't dictate who you can see, where you can go, what you can. We are providers of the system. It's you who decides. You're the captain. As the lady said yesterday, I came here to see my daughters. She said, I saw them back in the picture, but I couldn't talk with them. And I wanted to tell her more why. And I thought, I'll leave it. She'll understand it. We are like Boeing and Airbus. We're providing a system. What you do in it, you can make a private home in it, you can make a hospital in it, you can make it a whatever, a swimming pool in it. it's you, but in that fitting of what it becomes is in you and your soul. We just provide, we just facilitate that the system is there. You might not get anything out of it, but you get a lot out of it. And you might get a lot of it, not today, but tomorrow or next year. And then say, oh, just remember what you wish, what you wanted when you went to the system, and see when you get it. Any other question?
Okay, we have a question in the chat here. Just get it lined up again. From Steph. Is it possible to take a dog with me in the simultaneous flight, or not possible because of her soul? Or can she be just like a suitcase with me?
Of course you can, as much as you can take your child with you. If you got an infant and you want to go to New York in the system, do you leave the infant here in Rome, or you go to New York and come back? Once you understand how to do it, it becomes very easy.
They usually put the animals in a special cage on the planes.
Yeah. No, we don't have cages. Unfortunately,
can't cage. It's hard to cage a soul.
Yeah, it sips through the what do you call it, fine threads.
Okay, we have a couple of questions in Farsi. Pardon me?
Oh God! Oh God! Let's see. Where is the city? Most probably you want me to, or you would translate as usual. You do.
I tried to translate, but it won't copy properly. It breaks it up. I think it gets confused from backward to forward or something. So I got Azar to translate a couple of these. So one question is,
oh God help you,
asking how long it will take until all nations can have these units for their citizens.
We are building it. We can build maybe 2 this month. I don't know. It's just, you got to see our staff. They're literally working legs out. Expansion of the factory to build this is not my priority. But as many of you know, we knew this point is coming, and we endeavored to set up structures for institute to teach the knowledge of the universe, and setting up of these systems. There is much more advanced systems to be completed. And we are still waiting for those who are supposed to do the funding for us to complete it. We get the promise of today and tomorrow for nearly 6 weeks. And otherwise, we would have told you that everything is done that all the nations benefit by. For sure, one of the headquarters of the manufacturing will go to Tehran. That's for sure. We see an evolution in structure of the China. US and Europe and Austria. The appropriate work was Germany. We have a huge problem in recruiting staff here, credible staff, waitings. As you know, Austria's got 130,000 vacant positions. It's extremely well employed, and finding good caliber workers is very hard. We look into Germany and Romania and other research centers in other places. We're at the verge of them. A number of them supported us was to bring this to be ready when we do the tests, but we still, they tell us the next day or 2 is completed. And then you will see the expansion of education worldwide. We're not going to give you what do you call it, a MATLAB system or a generator. We leave those things to call the children of the man to play with. Our purpose is to rapidly now we release this technology to expand the knowledge. You don't even need the magrav. You're asking if the people went through this, if they feel cold. There's no heating in that room. It's a locked place. Did they feel anything with their energy? So we're going to a new system and we'll see that. Any other question?
Yeah, I think we have a hand up with Danilo here, and I'm not sure if he wants to just go ahead there, or I'll have to take you out of translator mode. Let me do that, or you can't talk, I believe. So I'll end, no, if I end the translation, it messes things up.
Yep, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it.
I think he needs to have another identity that's, yeah. Okay, perhaps you can write down your question in the chat. We have a couple of other hands up here from Moto G8. Would you like to go ahead first? And then Claudia after that. Moto, did you want to say something? Okay, perhaps not. Perhaps it was an inadvertent hand. Oh, there's a microphone open. Hello?
Hello?
Yes?
My name is Leszek. You know, I have a question because, you know, I see these devices, what was made, but the question is why you don't make the center in every country so that people then try it this?
Can I have about $50 billion? I'll open every city.
Hello?
Yes, did you hear the answer?
No, I don't have this answer.
No, Mr.
Said,
Kish says go ahead, Mr. Kish.
If you raise $50 billion, we open one center in each country. It's inevitable. It will come sooner or later. It's a matter of very short time. People have been waiting, governments have been waiting to see such a technology is possible. Now they see it is. In a few short time, when people can bring, you know, you can sit in the car, go to United States, buy your favorite car, sit in it, and you bring it to Austria. Then the governments will start acting accordingly. Up to now, it was theory, and as I said, of the knowledge seekers called me a liar. You lied about the cancer, you lied about the flight system. You're a cheat, you gotta go to jail. Now we answered you, cut directly today. I think the jail is for those who actually cheated the Keshe Nation by their own presence. We have released this and released further part of this technology in a very massive way. The Pandora box is open. If we delay, we can create problems for governments. We can create huge problems for governments. And so we have to deliver as fast as we can.
I understand, but you know, when
we got a bad line here.
Yeah, a little bit. You know, because my question is like, if the people, you know, like this, they are sick, you know, they can try it and they prove it. This machine helps them, you know, with this balance, make the balance of the body with the energy. So I think this government, they don't will be have, you know, any explanation after this, because for example, it's with this RSO or
you know something. We are not interested in the health section of this technology. The same as we are not interested in CO2 of it.
Yeah.
Because when you travel in the dimension of the soul, in the dimension of energy within you, it does all the work to do all the damage you don't use. So I don't dare to prove to the government. We finished proving the government. We dictate from now on what the government needs to do to match up with the technology which is coming up. And this is something a lot of knowledge seekers don't understand. With the release of the technology yesterday and showing it, we do not wait to prove anything. We dictate a new condition, a new structure for man to live. If I'm going to prove, do I need an FDA certificate for my machine? No, it's a fly machine. If you have, we had yesterday, we don't want to speak about it. We had cases, people who came for a different thing and they found a solution in what they're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? I'm not
And
there to get the approval from FDA. We are a different game. FDA doesn't even, they cannot even imagine such a thing exists. You understand? So in proving or doing something, well, we do this or do that. We will release a technology for a space. You understand?
Yes, I understand.
Then why should I worry and bother about it? First of all, the people who've been there, they've seen it. It's not connected to electricity. One of the knowledge seekers who's part of the case managers, you're using the magraphs. Can we move them the other way? When you come in, you see when the people tell you that we were told that we go to take a trip to moon. It's not a microphone. I'm standing amongst them. The one in the seat, the one outside, they're all is in the open space. Man has never seen such a technology. So why should I go and clean the CO2s and why should I go and do blah, blah, and the rest of it? You open institutes to teach and the systems to be done. And even this technology is so obsolete compared to what is to come. I was explaining to our team yesterday, what is our next position? So FDA, national governments, there is no more border. The problem of the governments or what we call the beauty of unification of the soul of the man and the physicality of the man and life on this planet started from 6th of June. You understand? So
yes, I understand.
why do I have to worry? We have to show. I don't need to show. If you have a condition, you go through the system and you go home and the condition is not there, are you going to report it to your doctor? No. We will never know what people will have, what they came in, what they go out with. We don't want to know. I didn't know yesterday till literally close time that one of the people who came to us was blind in one eye and he wanted to see. I said to him, do you know something? You should have told me. I would have set a flight system for you to fly in a different language. And I sat him into the flight system. The same as he sat 2 hours before. And he said, for the first time after 4 years, I have wetness, tear in my eyes. How can this happen? He most probably listening, or the Germans are translating for him. He could feel the sensation in his mouth and his lips, because when you do that, it means I want to speak. I could not even breathe because I'm half complete. I want to see. You understand?
Yes.
Would he report to FDA or to a government that I'm not blind anymore? Or the people who came with other conditions, or people who came just to want to see their family, or as the lady said, I want to see my, would she go and report to anyone? No. We are here to satisfy the soul of the man, not a nation and a government. You understand? Game has changed on 6th of June. And now we have shown it. But with one case not to many of you are coming to Linz.
Because in Poland, I know a couple of people who they made already this spaceship, but it's not exactly the same spaceship because
they cannot be.
Yeah,
their knowledge is not there. Copy is plenty of. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. I was thinking about it because there can't be this before you made this, So I was, something around.
We are not claiming anything. We're just delivering a knowledge. The rest of it is with the humans, not with us.
Okay, so that's it with my questions at the moment. I will be. Thank you for your response.
Thank you very much. Where are you from?
I'm now in Denmark, in Copenhagen, but I originally from Poland. So I'm using some devices what was made in Poland, to balance from Keske technology, but yeah, so it's another way made, It's follow the rules, but I just testing now, on myself.
Yeah, no problem. What we made and what is in Austria, even they take the systems, they cannot copy the system. Because we know what we do. We developed this over years. We know exactly where it is. You can't even see it.
Is possible, for example, to buy one of these machines?
At the moment, it's 100 million euros. If you have 100 million, we talk.
No.
But the Keshe Foundation do it. We make it so high that it's impossible to buy it. It means leave us alone. Let us do our work.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay. Okay. So thank you for.
You got to understand.
Yes, I understand. Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye. In 2006-07, Bill Gates was very much on top of the Keshe Foundation. He wanted to take control. He wanted to own the Keshe Foundation. And I told this team in Holland is not for sale. Cooperation we do, collaboration we do. Keshe Foundation belongs to humanity. Any other questions? Shall we call it a day?
Maybe you can take one or two more hands up here, Mr. Keshe. Claudia, you'd be next, and then Gatwa after that.
Hello, Mr. Keshe. It's Claudia from Brazil.
Yes, thank you very much for all your hard work, Claudia. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Thank you too so much. I'm very happy to be one of the representatives of Brazil that I go to Linz. I did my registration only yesterday, but I don't know how many days to confirm this, to buy the flights and everything.
Yeah, no problem.
How many days, more or less?
Yeah, no problem. Let us know. We have, you have to understand, we don't do flight tests on Thursdays. We're trying to keep Wednesdays open for development, changing other things. So we are bracketing it to Monday, Tuesday, and a Friday. That we have time, or maybe we change it later on to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, Fridays for development and the teaching. So,
but after the registration, how many days will be the confirmation?
You receive, if you registered, you receive confirmation. You tell us when you're coming in. Yeah.
Okay, by mail.
By mail, yeah. You just go to the info. We got people now continuously watching, monitoring this channel for people who are registering to tell them when to come and how to go. Mario in the center is responsible for it, and you get response very fast, more or less sometime within there.
Thank you very much. I'm very glad to be with you.
See you when you come.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Thank you. Any other question? Can we have the last question before we go?
Sure. Gatwa, can you go ahead, please?
Can I
Yes,
ask you?
thank you very much, Rick.
Sorry, Dr. Gatwa, one question before I forget. Rick, after this session finished, can you post the link on all the channels that people can go to it?
The link for what? For which again?
For today's session.
Oh, for the YouTube and live stream.
Live streams and the rest. Yeah, it's posted on,
Yeah.
and I pick it up from you and I post it to the rest. Because a lot of people couldn't come, but they don't know it is on. They can go on and listen.
Right. Okay. Sure.
Thank you very much. Go ahead, Dr. Gatwa.
Good afternoon, Mr. Kesh.
Yes, good afternoon. How are you?
Good, thank you very much. I don't have a question. I just want to express my gratitude and thank you very much on behalf of the Kesh African Knowledge team and on my own behalf for releasing this wonderful technology. And we look forward to enjoying this technology in the days ahead. Thank you very much indeed.
Man will have a field day with this.
We love it.
Enjoy this new technology.
Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Kesh.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Good wishes all the time.
Thank you very much. Thank you for all of you to be here. Thank you very much for all of you to be here. We promised months ago that we meet 6th of June. And by a fraction of half an hour or two, we met on the, what we call the World Planet as One Nation, still at 7, is what we call it, the 6th of June. And from now on, a new start. And as I all say, you have seen nothing yet. Some of you will come, will bring us a gift of the universe, and some of you will come and will bring us the gift of knowledge and understanding. There is something I have to tell you before you start, before you take the journey. Please do not bring any gifts for us in this. Bring your souls, bring the gift of your presence. By security reasons, we cannot accept gifts. And please, if you want to give a gift, donate it to the foundation and put it as a gift for me coming to Leeds. But do not bring gifts for me or members of the staff, as we will have to refuse it for security reasons, because we've been betrayed before. And we have seen recently in the past 2 or 3 days, a number of Iranian scientists being killed the same way. My condolences goes to the Iranian nation for the loss of such beautiful souls. But be aware that we are here and we have brought the change. We are not going to bring the change. The change has come. The first 15, by next week, the first 500 and 550, and the week after 100, and so on. And as we increase the numbers, more and more of you come in to go, we try to bring the next step in, bringing with you gifts from different parts of the universe as a representation of where these are. And we get the scientists of the man to decide which planet, where he went, because we don't know where he went, as we heard from 2 or 3 people yesterday. I didn't go to Mars, I don't know where I was, but if you bring water, dust, air of that environment, we can assess where that environment has been, where you actually went. A game changer has changed the game, and now we play a new game of universe. Thank you very much for being here today, and I thank all the Kesh Foundation team, especially those who worked in the factories and the backup of the factories, and the people who helped the whole thing to be ready for the 6th. Many people gave their bank holiday weekend to be working to make sure you can test. Thank you very much to the team of Kesh Foundation Austria, especially Dr. Klaus and Alex and Schwan and the rest who work so hard in the background to make sure this happens. we'll see you tomorrow as a role model teaching, and we'll see what we can teach more to add to the flight system. Thank you very much, Rick, for being there, and see you tomorrow morning.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Mr. Kesh, once again here. And yes, the reminder that we'll be back on Thursday morning starting at 9 a.m. Central European Time for the weekly Knowledge Seekers workshop, available at the usual media locations. Yes, I'll also post the links to today's YouTube and live stream so that people